Well, the Senate and the Congress are still wrangling over the what they call the health care bill. I want to be clear about something. The bill is not about health care. The bill is about health insurance, regulating that insurance and trying to supply insurance to everybody who wants it, no matter what. And it's not going to work. It didn't work when Obama did it, and it's not going to work now. People who think that the Republican version of Obamacare, which is what this is, will lower premiums and all of that good, happy business are mistaken. That's not going to happen. The only way we're going to get health insurance premiums to start coming down is to, first and foremost, get the government completely out of the market. We don't need government interference in the health insurance industry at all. None. Zero. Zip. So the very first thing they do is they need to do, not that they will, they're not going to, but what they need to do is repeal the Affordable Care Act in its entirety, every bit of it, every word of it. Repeal it. Get rid of it. Then the second thing they need to do is gin up a very simple bill that will ensure that health insurance companies can market their plans throughout the entire United States, regardless of state lines. So they need to get the states' regulations out of it. Right now, it's such a convoluted mess. It's pathetic. It really is. It's just absolutely pathetic. We get the state regulations out of the marketplace. Allow all the health insurance companies to market their plans throughout the United States without limitation, and then you will see health insurance plans cropping up that are less and less expensive. Tons of them. It'll be a whole lot like the automobile insurance market, where you can get online and buy yourself some car insurance, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Might not be the best insurance in the world, but it will be what you need at the time. So that's the health insurance thing as far as I'm concerned. Now there's a whole lot of people out there who are yelling and screaming, well, what about the poor? They need something, and the government has to provide it. When has the government provided anything that would help a poor person not be a poor person, but to advance in their life? It has not happened. Ever. It won't happen. Ever. Everything the government does to help the poor does nothing but create more poor people. It's been that way from the beginning. Government does not need to be in that role. And I personally think it is unconstitutional for the government to be in that role. Welfare, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, all of those programs do nothing to lift people up. It keeps them down. It puts them in a trap that it can be escaped, but it's almost impossible. It really, really takes a lot of effort to escape that trap. And the government wants them in that trap, because the more people who are trapped there, the more people will clamor to increase the size of the trap. I don't like government traps. I think the government has a very limited role, and it has so far outgrown those limits with the consent of the people, unfortunately, but it's done it. And the only way we're going to get it back is to start going to the point where no incumbent politician anywhere at any time gets reelected. And we'll have to do that for decades and decades. If they've held their job for one term, get them out. They don't need to stay there. One term and done. Go away. We don't want you anymore. And only through that revolving door will we be able to start restoring sanity to government. This business of somebody getting elected to Congress and staying for 50, 60 years is just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. So we've got to stop that. So anyway, I started this out talking about health care, and went on to talk about how government does not, never has, and never will help the poor. What they do is trap the poor and keep them trapped. And then I went on and said the only way we're going to fix it is to start booting incumbents out of office. So anyway, that's that. Think what you want to think. Believe what you want to believe. Do anything you want to do as long as you're not causing someone else any harm. You all have a good night. Thank you very much.